afternoon and welcome to the Rangers Wire podcast. Today's date is Monday the 3rd of August and as usual it's myself and Dex. And we're joined by a guest always from Poland. It's Jan. Jan, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. And we really appreciate you coming on the podcast to discuss the upcoming Europa League match between Jagiellonia and Rangers. So first question that people are probably wondering who's tuning in is what made you, can I introduce yourself first, but then what made you attracted to being a Rangers supporter, especially coming from Poland?
Okay, so I'm Jan Prociak. I'm from small town in Poland, Lubawka, near the Czech border, and football was always present in my life. And my love to Rangers started from computer game on Amiga, Sensible World of Soccer, because the Rangers got fantastic team in the game with Alberts, Gascoigne, McCoist, and other fantastic players. And then there was a short period when Scottish League was quite popular in Polish television because of Polish players playing for Celtic, so Żurawski, Boruc, and for some reason, maybe because of the history, because of the style, I was always supporting Rangers, and like my love to the team grew in the years, and I think that the final part of it was UEFA Cup in 2008 and fantastic games against Fiorentina. And since then, I'm trying to watch all the games. At some point, I joined a Polish forum about Rangers. When the forum was closed, I opened a page about Rangers. And now with my colleague, we are running small fan page on Facebook and messenger group, Poland Loyal. And when Rangers is around, we are going for the games. For example, we went few people for Dynamo Kyiv game in Lublin. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So I noticed your group was called the Poland Loyal. Is there a community in Poland of Rangers fans?
Yeah, there is, I would say, an official community. So there is dozen people, like 15, maybe 20. We are chatting regularly. We are commenting the recent events, and if there is opportunity, we are going to the games. So there will be few people from the group going to Białystok Thursday. So it's always nice to see each other on the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just wondering, what's the general Polish football fans' view of Rangers?
So I would say that the view is similar to the view on Scottish League, that it's not as strong as it was in the past. And like in general, people were quite happy that Rangers will be here, because especially after last season, according to many Polish fans, we are not the strongest team possible. And we are not considered as a very difficult opponent. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Is there any support for any other Scottish clubs, or would it mainly just be Rangers?
Mainly Rangers.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear it.
So, Jan, if I could just know, so we're here to obviously speak about Jagiellonia, sorry if I pronounced that correct. So just for any Rangers fans who might not know them well, can you give us a quick kind of lowdown on Jagiellonia, the history, their city, etc.?
Yes, so the pronunciation is Jagiellonia Białystok. I know it's quite hard. And Jagiellonia, I would say that the recent history is quite similar to the Rangers history, in the sense that Jagiellonia faces many financial issues in the 90s, and at some point they were relegated to fourth league, and the rebuild took around 14 years before they came back to top tier. it was in 2007. And a few years later, in 2010, they won their first Polish Cup, and for the first time they qualified to European competition. So this year it will be their 8th attempt. As you know, the last 2 attempts were quite good in Conference League. So in recent years they are quite successful comparing to their past, and since the comeback they are, I would say, that 3rd force in Polish league.
Mm-hmm. And also, Jan, for any Rangers fans who's travelling to this the first leg in Poland, is it a large city? Is it like hotels, or is it a smaller city town?
No, it's quite a huge town. I think it's top 10 in Poland, and it's got very interesting history because it's near to Belarus border. So there are a lot of I would say buildings in Eastern style. Also, the religion is quite different than in other regions of Poland because there are a lot of Orthodox. There are Orthodox churches in the region, and from Białystok is quite close to Puszcza Białowieska. It's like the oldest forest in the Poland. So there is a lot of legends about the regions, etc.
Jan, you touched on before that you won some silverware a couple of years ago. You've also finished 3rd last season. I believe you were just 4 points off the top, which is quite a close season. I'm just wondering, how enjoyable has that rise been for a Jagiellonia fan? And more importantly, do you think you can keep this rise up?
I would say it's a tricky question because one of the architects of Jagiellonia recent success was their sporting director, Łukasz Masłowski, and in May he left the club. He went to Widzew Łódź because of bigger money and like exciting projects, I would say, because one of the richest people in Poland become owner of Widzew Łódź. So it's hard to say how it will be in next few months or even years for Jagiellonia, because this guy was very good in scouting, and they got a lot of interesting prospects. They sell for good money, like Oskar Pietuszewski to Porto a few months ago for, it was I think 12 million euro, something like that. So it will be very hard to replace this guy. Of course, they still got their coach, Adrian Siemieniec, who won with them their first champions title, and he's working in club since 2017 as an assistant coach, now as a first coach. So there is continuity, but in like last 2 transfer or even 3 transfer windows, they weren't that good in searching for new players than before, and because of the change in the structure, it's hard to say how it will be in the future. And coming back to last season we was quite odd, I would say, in Polish league, in the sense that for very long time distance between relegation and European Cups, it was like 5 points, and there was a fight till the last series of game. So it's hard to say how good clubs are now, because like, as you probably saw, the Polish champion Lech Poznań already lose in Champions League qualification to the Danish side, and before season we thought that they will play better, but it didn't happen. So it's hard to say how good Jagiellonia will be in the future.
Yeah, I fully understand. I've seen it before when just one piece of the puzzle can go and then the rest can follow. But hopefully he's maintained that success. Well, maybe not on Thursday, but maybe after our tie.
Yeah.
So, Jan, I'm thinking ahead here for the match in terms of the atmosphere. What type of atmosphere can the Rangers fans expect? Bear in mind, there's only around 1,000 away fans expected, I believe.
Okay, so the atmosphere on Jagiellonia Stadion is quite intense. They got very strong ultras groups, and they are very often preparing impressive match day displays, and they are usually good prepared for the games. So it should be loud in there. So it will be very hard, to sing Rangers chants being surrounded by this well-organized crowd.
Yeah. And so in recent years, Rangers have obviously played Liga Warsaw, and we've seen the atmosphere that they can create. Is there similarities between the fan groups in terms of atmosphere?
Yeah, I would say so. Highly likely Legia got the best organized groups, but Jagiellonia, I would say they are in top 5 in Poland.
Right, yeah, I was wanting to pick your brain a bit and ask you a bit about Jagiellonia's style of play. Basically, what kind of game can Rangers expect against you?
Okay, so under coach Adrian Siemieniec, they got their own style of game. They are trying to be proactive, and they are using intense pressing, and they are driving for dominance. So they are trying to control the pitch on both sides and build quick attacks. So they are not spending many time in opponents' goalkeeper area. They are normally trying to make as many shots as possible. So for me, during this Thursday game, the midfield will be crucial because they got very good midfielders like Taras Romanczuk. He's playing from time to time for Polish national team, and there is Jesús Imaz, also very good attacking midfielder, and they lost few players, but in this area they got their core since I think 2-3 years, so they are very good organized in the middle.
Yeah, and would you class yourselves as more possession dominant or counter attacking?
Possession dominant. They are trying to dominate the opponent. Last year when they played with Fiorentina, they lose, but especially in the first game, they were dominating the game. Unfortunately, they didn't score in the first half, and then they lost some stupid goals from counter attacks. But when you look on the highlights from this game or from previous game, they are spending a lot of time with the ball, trying, to dominate the opponent and to prepare good positions from strikes from the distance.
Yeah, and you just briefly touched on a few players there. I just want to ask about key players again, goal scoring threat wise. A name that jumps out at me is experienced striker Jesús Imaz. Would he be one for Rangers to look out for, and is there any others?
Yeah, like I would say that he's most dangerous player in Jagiellonia. The guy I mentioned before, Taras Romanczuk, he's very strong one, defensive midfielder. So it will be not easy to play against him. Also, Vital in defense is very good player, and their goalkeeper Abramovich in their last league game against Motor Lublin, he was, I would say, the best player of Jagiellonia, and they won the game mostly because of his interventions. And the new guy in the team, Nick Prelec, he came from Oxford. He seems to be good attacker. He scored in both league games, so he can be dangerous.
And there's one more player I'd like to discuss. He was quite an obscure player in his time in Scotland. He played for Celtic. It was Yugi Kobayashi. Is he someone who will feature on Thursday?
Normally he is playing, but I would say that he's not that good as Vital, for example. So he's okay, but there are reasons why he left Celtic and he's playing in Polish league.
Yeah.
So Jan, I see you lost your top goal scorer last season, Amafiko Palulu, if that's the right pronunciation. That could weaken any team. Do you believe that is the case? Is that weakened, or have you brought in enough replacement?
So he was the best scorer in recent years for Jagiellonia. He was top scorer in Conference League, so definitely it's big loss for them. The guy I mentioned, this Nick Prelec, he got good start in the team, but they got quite weak opponents in these first two games. So it's hard to say if he will be enough to replace Pululu. When it comes to players they lost, also this Pietrzewski who went to Porto during the winter transfer window. He was a very good offensive player, same as Mazurek, who left for Salzburg. So he will be playing under Dany this season. He was very promising player, and same as Rangers, they are still looking for few players. I think that last week their coach said that they still need like 2 or 3 players to be on the same level as in last season. So similar to us, they are still under construction, and this is a chance for Rangers, because in this last league game they got a lot of troubles in defense, and as I said, their goalkeeper Abramovich was saving them few times during this game. So as a collective, they are not looking that good like in Conference League.
Right. What's the key position you're after just now at Jagiellonia, if you had to pick one?
Probably the midfield will be the key one.
Mm-hmm.
And can I just jump in here? So we spoke briefly there, Jan, about the solid European run that Jagiellonia had last season in the conference, where they pushed Fiorentina hard. Does that experience, will that experience change how Jagiellonia approach this two-legged affair against Rangers, do you feel? They will have more confidence, showing that they can push these bigger teams all the way?
Yeah, definitely they are more confident now because they got already 2 good runs in Europe, and they got experience they haven't got in the past, because for a long time they were playing only in league, and if they were promoted to Europe before these 2 Conference League runs, they were finishing their adventure on a second opponent. So yeah, now they know how to play twice a week, and I think they are trying to contract more players to have like wider squad, because during the last round it was their biggest issue. So lack of players which can play both in league and in Europe, and highly likely because of that they didn't finish at the first place, because in last few games in the league it was obvious that they are struggling, and there are no good replacements for the players.
Yeah, understand. It's understandable. And I suppose that is the experience then of understanding that you need the larger squads to compete on more fronts. And I'm assuming that that's what they've done in this summer window. They've added squad players to support this European campaign.
Yeah, but it's as I said, it's like ongoing process. So yeah, there's still need few more players to be competitive both in Europe and in domestic competition.
Yeah, and I was wanting to get your assessment on this matchup for Rangers. Is this a good draw, a bad draw, or something in between? And what would be a good result?
Starting from the last part of the question, I of course hope that Rangers will pass Jagiellonia and will play in next round. And from Jagiellonia point of view, it was quite good draw, because there were quite strong potential opponents in that round. For us, 50-50, I would say, especially that we got a draw for the next rounds, and looking on potential opponents both in the European League playoff and Conference League. Jagiellonia seems to be stronger side than our potential next opponents. So from this point of view, for us it could be better, but fact that first game we are playing in Białystok is advantage, and hopefully the game will be better than league opening.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. With your success and the fact he's only finished 4 points off top last season, I don't think it's going to be an easy tie at all.
No, I don't think so.
And so, Jan, obviously the current state of Rangers, as I'm sure you've been watching, being a Rangers fan, we're lacking pace at the wings, and we've got some defensive issues. So with that in mind, where do you think, if Rangers are going to go through this tie, where can Rangers win this tie?
I think in midfield, but for me personally, we should change our approach, because like for me, this midfield during Dundee United doesn't make sense. Yeah. When we don't have wingers and we are trying to play Sterling and Roman's offensive, because like every counter attack from Dundee was dangerous, and we lack people on our side. And to be honest, I don't understand one thing, because it started at least when Van Bronckhorst was the coach, that our central defenders playing very high, and then when there is counter-attack, there is no one from midfield supporting them, and it was issue during under Van Bronckhorst, under Bale, under Roll. So this is something we have to change. I hope that this guy from Serbia will be right player to fill the gaps in the midfield.
Yeah.
And this is the area we should concentrate, especially looking on Jagiellonia players, and hopefully the first squad will be a bit different, because I think that we need Chermity on the pitch, and maybe Curtis.
No, Jan, I couldn't agree anymore. Just in terms of the midfield then, would you start Dragojevic in his first Rangers match away to Jagiellonia?
If he's in good shape, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is there any tips for the travelling Rangers fans about the culture, food, or what to expect on the ground?
As I said, Białystok got interesting history, and there are few nice places like Pałac Branicki Palace, with huge surrounding park. The main square is very nice, with small restaurants and cafes, and also St. Nicholas Cathedral is Orthodox church, which is quite different to like Catholic or Protestant churches, so it can be, interesting to go inside. Also, there is a small free admission zoo called Accent Zoo. You can see their local symbol, Vicent or European bison. Highly likely in town you will see a lot of images of that animal. And like overall the atmosphere of the city is very nice, quite different comparing, for example, to Warsaw, because of this Orthodox elements.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good trip for the fans. I just hope it's a good game.
Yeah, don't we all? But can I just jump in here with the last question, please, Jan? I just want, obviously, you know Rangers and you know Polish football. Can you just give me a prediction, a result for both games, the away leg first and the home leg, please?
Sure. I think that even with the squad issues, the Rangers is like favorite of the game. And in Białystok, I would say that there will be draw with the goals, like 2-2. And on Ibrox, we should win.
Yeah, I would echo that. I believe it'll be a boring 0-0. I think Rangers will go with defensive midfielders and will shore up that defence. And I think at Ibrox, I'm hopefully it'll be 2-0 Rangers through to the next round. But that's us here. Thank you for listening, guys. And Jan, thank you very much. It's appreciated.
Yeah.